And the waste of the week goes to a Florida commuter rail system losing millions of dollars and U.S. taxpayers funding Russian labs to experiment on animals. Joining us now is the president and CEO of OpenTheBooks.com, Adam Andrzejewski. Good morning, Adam.
Good morning, Angela.
Good to see you. Now, according to news reports, the SunRail commuter rail system in Orlando, Florida, is currently running a $50 million deficit each year. That's a huge number right there on your screen. In fact, just a year after the system was launched in 2014, SunRail reduced its hours due to a lag in ridership. Now, Adam, tell us more about the SunRail system and what all this means.
Well, this is $1 million boondoggle project down in Orlando. Tickets to ride this system cost between $2 and $5. It's really cheap to ride it, but nobody wants to ride it, Angela. The mayor says in order for this system just to break even, the ticket price would have to go up to 25 or 30 bucks a ride. Then for sure, no one would ride it. And so every 10 years, this thing's costing taxpayers $500 million a year.
Now, we talk about that money, how much is actually being made. The rail system is expected to make, we're talking about around $16 million this year. Costs are budgeted for over $66 million. So taxpayers are the ones expected to make up the difference. And the mayor pointed out that no public transportation actually makes a profit, Adam. So how does the SunRail system in Orlando kind of compare, let's say, to other transportation systems?
So there was a study done, and 98% of these public transportation systems across the country actually lose money. Think about this system down in Orlando. For every dollar of cost, riders pay 25 cents. Taxpayers pay 75 cents on every dollar. So this is $1 million boondoggle. I do want to point out that when you compare it to other systems across the country, like the public transportation system, the subway system in Nancy Pelosi's district out in California, that's $1 billion boondoggle. So in Florida, I guess the problems, even at this level, are a lot lighter on taxpayers.
What do you think about this? SunRail board members have considered adding a line that connects to the Orlando airport. Would that be effective?
Well, Ronald Reagan, I think, said it best right here, that the best example of eternal life on Earth is a government program. Think about this. They lose a tremendous amount of money with every ticket they sell on their subway. And they want to expand it, Angela. I think it's a bad idea.
Well, let's move on to another topic. Adam, this week you also took a look at an investigation that found that America sent the Pavlov Institute right there. Look at that big number. In Russia, 550,000 to conduct experiments on cats. Adam, what is going on here? Seriously.
This was a half million dollars spent on gruesome cat experiments. So this was, the scientists carved out a chunk of the cat's brain. They loaded the cat with electrodes, put them on treadmills. And this goes into the National Institutes of Health portfolio of animal experiments. Recently, there was $2.5 million in NIH grants to inject baby puppies, beagle puppies, with cocaine. And they're also putting monkeys, they're getting them high on marijuana. So this goes right into their bad portfolio of animal experiments.
What about this? One final question. 6 Republican members of Congress actually wrote a letter to the president demanding the U.S. stop giving U.S. dollars to enemy nations. The letter says, in part, and quote, we have a little snippet for you. While this recent revelation is enough to make the stomach churn for any American, it is even more infuriating when you consider the fact that these foreign grants are still active while Russia is despicably trying to overthrow by military force the government of our sovereign of Ukraine, basically. These congressional members sent this letter to President Biden back in March. What has been the administration's response to this?
So, to my knowledge, there's been no response because the grant's actually going to run out on May 31st of this year. So this money's already out the door. And this goes to a larger question, Angela. Every single year, U.S. taxpayers fund $50 billion of U.S. foreign aid, and there's not enough scrutiny on it. More oversight needs to be done by Congress, just like what this letter has done on this pretty horrific grant for $500,000.
And Adam, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thank you.